everybody. Welcome to Unlocking the Magic. You're listening to episode 257. Bruce and I have a fun show for you today. We're going to discuss everything that's in store for 2020, things that we and you listening, we're going to share some listener thoughts that you're excited about in 2020. And maybe I'll share some things that we shared that we were excited about in 2019 because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes I listen to old episodes and I'm like, I said that.
20 bucket list for 2020. That's on this episode of the podcast.
It's a bucket. I didn't
that's
quite
nice.
put a bucket, but
I put a couple things I'm excited for in 2020. I don't want to do like the whole excited for in 2020, but
yeah.
We're going to be taking a few trips here in the next couple of weeks, and there's some things I'm looking forward to. It has nothing to do with 2020. It just happens to be 2020.
Like this year.
Yes.
So no pressure, even though it's the roaring 20s, and I'm finally living my best life.
I don't feel any pressure.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm excited. There are a lot of things that the Disney company shared that's happening that's new this year too, which is exciting. And a lot of things that you guys listening shared with us that I hadn't even thought of. So I'm really excited to talk about that too. But before we begin with that, we got to talk about things that we said, or at least there's a couple things I said that we were looking forward to in 2019. And one of it was the gondolas.
Which we never happened to ride.
Which we didn't ride in 2019. I can't believe it. So we had just left the resorts, or we just left Walt Disney World right when they opened. So we didn't formally get to experience it. So hopefully in 2020, you said, when I was listening to that episode, I don't remember what number it was, but if you go back on the feed, you might be able to find it. It says, you said we should stay at the resorts with the gondolas, but take the bus.
That's true. You know why? Because if you do that, maybe the buses will be less crowded. Was that last year's kind of New Year's tour?
Yeah. We kind of did a recap of 2018, and then we quickly did things that we were looking for. It wasn't like a whole show about our wishes and goals about 2019. But the other thing that we discussed that we didn't get to do, which I think is funny.
Going back to that gondola thing for a second.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
You're excited to go on the gondolas, aren't you?
I think so. I think I'm a little nervous about being over the water, but I've seen lots of kids do it, and I'm like, you know what? They're like, Connie, you can do it.
Yeah,
I did it.
So many people have messaged us because I've said I'm not super pumped to go on there, and I'm still not.
Yep.
So I don't know if I am or not because there's been. It's not that there's been anything. It's just like me personally being stuck. The thought of being stuck in a small box for an extended period of time frightens me a little. No matter what it is, the elevator.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
I don't know, but people have been messaging us all the time. You have to stay. It's awesome. My kids went on. They had a great time.
Yeah.
Like, the gondolas are so amazing. You have to do it. So I might have to just suck it up and go on it once.
We might have to live stream it because I feel like your reaction on the gondola would be like my reaction when we went on the Ferris wheel in California Adventure.
Which we did live stream that one time, not the first time, which was the most epic.
We did?
Yeah.
I don't remember giving permission for that.
It was on Instagram Live. Unlocking the Magic podcast on Instagram, by the way.
It's not something you can find now, though. Because
no, it's deleted.
Oh, thank goodness.
The reason I did it that way is we didn't save the video, and there's no evidence that it ever happened.
Fair. That is good. There's actually some videos on YouTube of like viral videos of people on there that were frightened, and it's pretty funny.
Listen, if you're not expecting it, like if you go on to that attraction one time and you're not expecting that to happen, it could be pretty upsetting.
Yeah. All right.
What's your next one?
It was, we said we couldn't wait for, or at least I couldn't wait for the D23.
Wah, wah, wah.
We didn't go. Bruce got his way. Because Bruce, actually, you said, I'm excited for the D23, the trip to Disneyland, while Connie's at the D23.
That was the plan, which never happened.
Never happened. I'm surprised. We've been to the D23 and we kind of just thought we would go again, but it turns out we didn't. It's
so hard to go any place when you live in New England, and I know like school isn't that much of a factor for us. We always kind of figure it out.
It's not much. Let's be honest. It's not much of a factor for you.
That's true. Which I'm paying for all the trips, so it's not much of a factor for us.
Got it.
But so for us, when we live in New England, if you take school out of the equation, because a lot of people go when they can for school vacation, which I totally understand.
Right.
For us, it's hard to go places when it's so nice here in the summer. Like if I go to California, and I love visiting California, and I love going to D23, I don't want to go there in August.
True.
I want to go there in January.
That is also true.
Or February.
Yes.
Or March.
Yep.
You know, so it's hard. And we just made the decision not to go this year. And I don't think it's something that we need to go every year, but definitely the next one, almost 90% sure we're going to that one.
Oh, you're deciding?
Yeah, I think like every other one, you got to attend.
Let me ask you this. Is this like a bad juju show because we're saying all the things we're excited about, and if you think about it, everything we were excited about last year never happened, so should we even share?
Well, maybe we shouldn't. Well, maybe this will hold us accountable this year, but like maybe it's every other year that we actually do the things that we're excited about.
We follow through.
But listen, you can be excited about some things, and you know, circumstances happen in
True.
life where you don't always get to do that.
That's true.
Sometimes we always talk about that too. It's the excitement of building up for your trip. That's part of the trip.
Yeah, that's true. Like a lot of you guys listening, you get the Disney blues, and
right.
Or you know, sometimes you just need to plan a trip, even if you not 100% sure you're gonna go. Just the thought and the process of it is the exciting part.
True.
I think.
I agree with you.
So,
but it's a huge letdown though when you don't get a chance to go.
Yeah, it is a huge letdown. Okay. 2020. Here we go.
2020.
We're in it. We're in it to win it. It's already mid-January.
So here's the thing.
Yes.
The difference between this podcast in 2020 and 2019 is we actually have things booked.
Oh, right.
For 2020.
We actually did it.
So unless there's extenuating circumstances, there's a couple things going to happen this year.
We actually are planning ahead, which
right.
is kind of a first for a while there. We weren't really planning further than a couple weeks.
No, there was a long period of time in the beginning of this podcast and a few years before that we would plan it out months in advance.
Yeah.
And then the podcast happened, and all of a sudden all that planning went right out the window, and we went to full wing mode.
It was full wing.
And
Other than the cruise, we planned that a good.
Well, you have to plan the cruise 14 years ahead of time.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's something that's out of our control. But now we're back to planning mode.
Yes.
So we have some things planned this year. I'm excited about.
Okay.
And number one on my list, guess what number one on my list is the most excited about?
Go for it.
The buses. Just kidding. That's not on my list. But I am excited to go stay at those resorts with the gondola so I can take the buses alone.
Are you serious?
There's nothing more exciting to me than someone sending me a picture of an empty bus.
No, I know. That is a really...
It's that or a Tonga. It's like, you want a Tonga shirt? Team Tonga shirt, by the way, available on unlockingthemagic.com. Represent, join the team.
Join the team.
It's like, what gets me excited a little bit more, someone sending me a photo of they purchased a shirt and they're going to eat Tonga toast because I'm pumped for them, or a picture of an empty bus. It's a toss-up.
It is a toss-up. I know I can share your excitement. I feel like, yes, I get excited about the Tonga, but when I see an empty bus, I'm like, yeah, Bruce would be totally on board.
Man, how awesome is that?
It'd be so fun.
What is more...
It's free, part of,
What is much more better...
What? Okay.
I know that's not proper grammar.
That's right.
What is much more better than you sitting on a bus, getting ready to go to the parks, and that driver gets in that seat, closes that door, and there is nobody else on it with you?
To be fair, it was usually people coming back from the parks at like a weird time.
Listen, you got a free bus ride alone with the bus driver. You know, he's going to maybe whistle or sing some tunes.
Good point.
That door closes and nobody else is on there with you. That's like me winning the lottery.
So are you looking forward to, honestly, the gondolas or?
I mean, I think the kids are very much looking forward to the gondolas.
Yeah.
So I might take one for the team.
I feel like that's something. So I did talk about that back last year about how Disney transportation to me is, and to the kids, I feel like is an experience on its own.
It is.
Like a lot of times where we couldn't afford to go to the parks, sometimes we still can't afford to go to the parks, we would do things like ride the monorail because it was fun and it was like an attraction. So I feel like that might be something similar.
Definitely. And when you do that, you know, that's when you get to experience these transportation pieces in a different way, because you can go at 2:30 in the afternoon or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can experience them with a little less traffic.
Yeah. I like it.
And that makes it more of a something to go see and do versus packing them in there in the morning time or like when the park closes.
Right.
You know, like the ferry boat transportation is amazing. But like when you're leaving the Villains Party at 1 o'clock in the morning and there's 14 boats worth of people because the monorail is closed, it's not that amazing then.
And you're like trying to lean away from the people and you're going closer to the
Yeah,
edge
so,
of
like,
the boat and there's
sometimes-
spiders.
Yes.
There was like literally dang.
Sometimes it's better to do the transportation when you're not going to the parks.
Yes. Okay. I take it. So wait, did we say, was that something?
Gondolas.
Okay. I thought your number one was going to be sunshine and humidity.
Well, my gondolas is not my number one.
Oh, it's just one of it.
Humidity is my number one.
Okay.
I'll take some humidity right about now.
Is there anyone other than us that really look forward to the sunshine? Not so much sunshine, but the humidity.
No,
Yeah,
maybe 2 people.
maybe
think
you and I.
Yeah, they're upstairs.
And that's it.
But I'm seriously looking for that. No, but my number one is Galaxy's Edge. Come on, I'm really looking forward to seeing Galaxy's Edge.
I feel like everyone has been on it, seen that land.
They have.
Other than us.
Listen, they have.
Yeah.
And I'm not excited to share it on social media.
You're not?
I'm excited to see it for myself with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Everybody says how amazing it is. I would, like, we've been talking about this for a long time. If you've ever watched our live streams when that was the thing, now it's in Patreon. You can go join us in there. Mm-hmm. I have the Star Wars shirt on all the time. We always go watch a Star Wars movie for New Year's. And Galaxy's Edge opens, and we still haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to actually physically see it.
Yeah.
And just hang out there.
Just hang.
As much as I don't like crowds, I'm not afraid of it this time.
I did hear that, like the land itself. Losing an earring here. Being in the land itself is actually a much more incredible experience than even the attractions. Like, it's not.
Even that's Pandora too, right? Like, when
Yeah.
you look at Pandora, the attraction is amazing. Flight of Passage is amazing. But the land
Don't forget
itself.
about the Navi River ride. Why do we always skip over that one?
But the land itself is an attraction as well.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're looking forward to that. I'm glad that we'll finally get to see it.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to having more interviews on the show. I really think
Really?
Yeah, because I think I had been so nervous about interviews in the past that I wasn't necessarily eager to do them, but when we finally did it and it was over, I was so excited about it. And I know you guys listening love the interviews, and it's just really good information from so many people. So I'm looking forward to that.
Are you going to be too nervous to do these interviews? Because every time we get on there, you don't talk.
No, I think I'm going to work on that. That's my goal.
Okay.
If you want to ask me a goal for 2020, that would be like just kind of get over my nervousness.
Are you nervous when you talk to people?
I'm just excited, and
Yeah.
I just my mouth goes faster than my brain. And sometimes when we have these highly educated people on, I don't want that to happen.
Why?
I just want to slow it down. Because I don't want them
Pretty sure if you ask them to be on your show, they listen to us and they know that,
yeah.
They know who we are.
I guess I just don't want to confuse them anything. I don't necessarily I don't want to live my life thinking, like, caring what other people think. Like, that's not a reason to be nervous, because everyone makes mistakes.
True.
But I also just want to be able to have a good interview, clear, and not confuse the person that is taking their time from their day to, like, get to the point, Connie. Like, that's what I'm want to work on.
I think you'll get better at that as you do more of them.
Yeah.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit.
Well, thank you.
So just do work.
Kindness in 2020. I dig it, Bruce.
Do work.
I think we should. I'm super excited. Been one person in particular, but I'm definitely gonna start ironing down and looking into more guests. Maybe you guys listening can send us some names that you would like. See if we could reach out to them.
Let me ask you this question when it comes to interviews, because a lot of people have suggested folks.
Yeah.
When it comes to interviews.
You're asking me.
Yes, I'm asking you. Do you have to be interested in the topic or person in order for them to be on the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you?
Well, what if you don't know them?
Well, it's a good way to get to know somebody.
True.
I agree.
Like one of your interviews here that you have written down, I don't know that person. I'm not familiar with their work. I don't know who they are.
Okay.
So what if I wrote somebody down that you weren't familiar with or you didn't know who they were? How do you get excited or prepare to interview that person?
I'm always excited. I think the question is more for you.
True. How do I get
the
excited?
Questioner.
Humidity excites me. Tonga toast excites me.
Wait a second. You didn't know who Leslie Kay was at all. Like, you had no idea what a Disney Bound was, and we had her, and you seemed to have a good time. So how did you get excited, or were you not excited?
Maybe I'm an actor.
Maybe
I was acting excited.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, I definitely think you have to have some interest. Like, I think it would be rude if you weren't interested.
All right. Well, let's make a list.
Okay.
and we'll share it on a Google Doc with everybody that listens to the show.
Wonderful.
Send us your email, info@unlockingthemagic.com. We'll add you to the Google Doc, and we'll just write a huge list of everybody we should talk to.
Got it. All right.
If you want in on that, message us on Instagram.
Perfect.
Or info@unlockingthemagic.com.
I love it. All right. What do you have another one that you want to share? Or
What I'm excited about?
Should I keep going?
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm excited just to go down there.
Yes.
I feel like even though we've gone recently, the more we go, the longer we take in between trips feels like years.
Does.
You know, when we first had kids, we would go once a year.
Yeah.
When our kids were really little. And then that year would go by in a jiffy. Now, 3 months goes by, it feels like a year and a half. So we were just there not long ago, months.
Is it because you would think we'd be sick of it, but is it because we just find new things to love more and more?
I think it's a little bit of that.
We appreciate it more?
We appreciate it more. I think that you're right about, like, you find things that you want to see and do more and more. But I think what happens is doing this podcast, we're around it all the time, even though we're not there.
Yes.
Between the social media, between the Patreon, between the podcast, between the live show we do inside of Patreon, we're always around and surrounded by Disney and what's happening, and you know, all of our Patreon friends going on all these awesome trips and posting photos, and it realizes how long it's been since you've gone. Yeah. Whereas before it was just like, we have a trip planned in June. You go about your normal day, and you don't really think about that till a few weeks out.
You don't, but I
True.
think
You're out there, you know, you're double scrolling and all that stuff.
I'm doing all that stuff. I'm doing all the hard work that it takes planning. I agree. I think that it's been really wonderful the last year for us. I feel like when we first started the podcast, we were so busy in documenting things that I kind of lost touch, admittingly, of all the things that I really wanted our listeners to gain from the show, which is being mindful, being present, pulling out the little things that you see. Buddy?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well, listen, you just said 10 minutes ago we were prepared. I thought you did that already.
No.
Oh, let's get to that then.
Okay. As much as I want to be mindful, I also enjoy a fast pass here and there.
That is also true.
Okay. Let's be real here, you guys. What I think we're going to miss, because I keep logging in and I don't see anything, is the cool, I call it the spacey themed restaurant that's coming to Epcot. There hasn't been anything online that I could see that I could actually make reservations yet, but Journey to Space 2020, Out of This World Cuisine, is set to open this winter of 2020.
Well, I mean, isn't winter almost over? When is winter over, by the way?
I don't know. So I'm confused by it. It says, set to open this winter, Space 2020 restaurant, that's the formal name, will offer one-of-a-kind dining experience. You'll board a special elevator for a journey 220 miles above Earth to a space station where you'll enjoy fantastic meals and drinks while taking in views that are truly out of this world.
Sorry, I stopped listening.
Did you really?
Can you repeat that again?
No, I'm not going to repeat it. All I know is I keep going online. It does say dining plans are not accepted. I don't know if that's going to change or not. Not that we're on a dining plan right now. I don't know if we're going to be, but that's, I think, important.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Or not.
It could
fun.
Just be because it's not open yet. I'm not sure, but
yeah, they probably don't want people booking because they don't have a hard date of when they're going to open.
They don't. I mean, there was some talk. There were some articles about it. They were kind of in limbo with who's actually going to run the restaurant. I think that's probably important. I'm going to guess.
That's pretty much very important.
But if that were to be open this year, that's something I would be looking forward to.
I mean, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
The two sentences I heard sounded great.
You've heard all about it before. I've told you about the restaurant. It was basically with the announcements that they did last year, and they talked about this new kind of attraction type restaurant. You know, I mean, Disney does such an incredible job with theming of restaurants, but I think this one is even more. Maybe it's because I love space so much, actually.
The only thing, I love themed restaurants.
Yeah.
But the one thing I love about theming of restaurants is good food.
Well, yeah.
I would rather you theme your food good and leave out the costumes versus have a really nice themed restaurant and the food's not great.
It's so funny because I agree with you in a lot of ways, but disagree with you in some, because I feel like there are plenty of great places in New England to eat but they lack theming, and I'm like, do I really want to spend $100 going?
Well, I think there's a difference between experience, which is what you want, right? When you have a restaurant,
Yeah, well,
you want to have a good experience, but sometimes you can have one sway higher than the other. And what
Okay.
you're explaining is the food's much better than the experience.
Well, I don't know yet. It's not open.
No, what you're saying about the restaurants in New England.
Well,
So they don't have any
really-
experience.
We don't have any great. Can you think of any? I don't know. I'm not off the top of my head. I can't think of anything that I'm like, I've got to go, and it's.
No.
I really feel like I'm in Morocco. Like I don't feel that in any.
I don't
other
think
restaurant.
those kind of restaurants exist outside of Disney.
Maybe not. Can
So-
they? That would be cool if they did.
I think they would be a little corny outside of Disney.
You think?
I don't know. Would you go to a Star Wars themed restaurants in Providence?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah, maybe you would. I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe we should look into that.
Okay.
But I'm excited for that too. It sounds great.
Okay. Well, it's adjacent to the Mission Space attraction, which I know I don't love.
No, yeah, we never said that before on the podcast.
It's the one attraction that I want to love so dearly, but it's tough. It's tough in the streets of Mission Space there.
Tough in the streets.
But I am excited about that. I just really hope that it comes together sooner than later, because I know we have I know we have a trip booked coming up.
Oh, you have a book coming out?
I don't have a book coming out yet.
Oh,
Slow your roll. But we do have a trip coming up soon, which I don't know if it will coincide with the opening. It doesn't seem like it, but it would be wonderful if it did. That would be something I would love to do. But what are we planning on for the year as first trips? Do we have plans?
I mean, we got a couple things planned out. I don't necessarily want to talk about them because who knows? They could change.
You don't want to jinx it like we
I have
did.
two. We have two
Two.
trips
Definitely.
planned.
Definitely. Meaning we
Other
bought
than
the
fast
tickets.
passes. Yeah, we have it planned. We're going to these destinations 2 times.
We bought our seat on the airplane.
Right.
Okay.
We have our hotels booked.
Yeah.
So it's 75% done.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's one coming up in February and then one coming up end of March.
Right.
Or end of February, beginning of March. And then it's kind of wide open towards the end of the year. We'll
Anything
probably go
goes.
one more time, but we're not exactly sure when.
Okay. That's kind of bumming me out. But
Why is it bumming me out? Something to look forward to, something to work on, something
I
to
guess that's
research and look
true.
forward to and talk to some folks and ask when the best time to go is and see if there's any deals happening and all of those things that people love doing.
Disney did a 20 reasons to visit Walt Disney World in 2020. Do you want to hear any of them?
I mean, are they boring?
Not really. I think that they did share a lot of things that are fun. So
All right, if they're not boring, I'll tear 'em.
Okay, so the Epcot International Festival of Arts, that's something that happens pretty much yearly now. But there are a few new films in Epcot as well. One is called Awesome Planet, which I think our kids would really like.
I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
learning about
I'm down, like
stuff.
Chinatown.
You like science.
Yes.
I officially turned you into a nerd.
All right, let's go. That's one thing. That's okay.
Okay, one thing. So the villains after hours parties it's happening again. I don't know.
We talked about that, I think, on the last podcast episode.
Not excited, really. Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you haven't been, I think you should try it.
Listening, yes.
Once you go, it's not something for me that I need to go every single time they have it.
Okay.
Like every year I want to go to the Christmas party. Every year you want to go to the Halloween party.
Time out.
Yes.
I just read number 11, and I'm just so upset right now.
Wait, you went from number 2 to number 11?
Yeah, because I was scrolling.
Am I reading the list?
Well, I was trying to get to the ones that I think you would be interested in.
Oh, great.
Number 11.
It took you all the way to 11?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
no, because we already talked about a couple of them.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Hop aboard Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Set to open March 4th.
Oh. Killing me.
Here you'll be the first or last Disney attraction featuring Mickey and Minnie Mouse.
Well, maybe that's a good thing because then the next time we go back, it'll have been open for a while. The crowds will have subsided.
Number 12, step into the Mickey Shorts Theater. A new Mickey Mouse-inspired theater will debut at Disney's Hollywood Studios in March.
March 3rd?
Stop in to watch an original cartoon short and enjoy special photo opportunities. I gotta say, those shorts,
Like the ones I'm wearing?
No.
Oh.
The Mickey Mouse shorts, any animated short. Like, I never go into it excited, like, oh, I gotta see it. It's almost like everybody's hot. Let's go into this theater and watch a short, right?
The ones were in the Captain EO theater.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, those were really great.
And we always love them. So I feel like this is going to be something we'll probably love too. Like, I always come out feeling some emotion, whether it's laughter, some of them are sad. Like, I always feel something. Okay. Ratatouille.
Interested.
Embark on Remy's Ratatouille adventure. That's set to open in summer 2020. So we might be able to see that.
We'll definitely be in there fallish.
Fallish. Okay.
Not summer.
Definitely
if
not.
I can avoid it.
I know. You are pretty much summered out. You want to be summer here.
I like humidity here.
Right.
And then I'll take humidity there because there isn't any here. And that's when I want to go there.
All right. And then the other one is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day and the 25th. So it says celebrate the many milestones at Disney's Animal Kingdom. It's the 50th anniversary of Earth Day and the 25th anniversary of Disney Conservation Fund. Plus, our gorilla family will be celebrating Lily's 10th birthday and Grace's
Wait a second. Are you talking about us?
Nope. It doesn't say Irving. It says gorilla. First birthday this spring. There's also the Gather for Harmonious at Epcot, the new nighttime spectacular, which we...
Hold on a second.
Yeah. I know I hopped fast, but...
You did. I have to say something to the audience here.
Go ahead.
Connie's afraid of gorillas.
What? Why did you have to share it?
I don't know. I just felt like sharing that. You
no, but
gorillas.
like, I feel people that may be listening that are going to give this a 1-star review might send me a gorilla.
They're going to give you a gorilla
photo.
You have a gorilla phobia.
It's massive. Gorillas and sunflowers, you guys. I don't know what the deal
just have a
is.
phobia of those things. I wonder if there's an actual phobia from gorillas, like
a gorilla phobia,
like arachnophobia. If you're scared of spiders,
can you Google that real quick? What's the?
I can, but I don't want to.
Okay, fine. All right, now I'm out.
All right.
That was
well. Listen, that was great because we're at 30-minute mark. Fantastic job. What an amazing opportunity this is for you to end the show.
I do want to share. So we did get some readers to write from Facebook.
Right.
I said listeners, readers. What do we say?
Friends. People.
But I know they're friends, but like it's from Facebook, so technically
Facebook friends.
It's a reader, right? Because it's not a listener. If they were looking,
it's a lurker.
Okay, they shared some of their.
Well, technically, if they write something, they're not a lurker.
They're a writer, contributor. There you go. We can go.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm back.
Okay.
Let's go, Connie. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready to hold them while you get those things out.
Inez, I hope I'm saying the name right. She says, going to Disney World in September, first time without kids since we will be empty nesters. Feels weird. I'm like, congrats.
High fives.
High fives all around. You've got this. Like, what other place? Like, I mean, it is going to be bittersweet now that I think of it. But you're in Disney. Just do some really cool adult stuff, like go do the monorail.
Everything you couldn't do when you had kids,
yeah.
And you want to pay for them.
Exactly.
And that's what you do.
What's like the monorail pub crawl thing that they like? I would do like all the tours.
Every tour.
I would just be
every fine dining opportunity.
Shelling out money left and right.
There's only 2 of us rather than 5. We already saved $150 before we even walk in the door.
Kelly says Disneyland. We've been to Disney World 5 times, but have yet to try the West Coast.
Disneyland is amazing. You are going to love it.
Georgine says a trip at Christmas time and to experience the Crystal Palace with my fiance. My dad used to take me every time as a tradition, but my boyfriend is a Disney newbie. Well, welcome to the Disney fandom.
That's right.
I was trying to think of a word and I thought you were going to hop in, but
sorry.
Didn't. Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt.
And to finally ride Everest. Wow. Georgine's never ridden Expedition Everest.
You're going to love it.
We're not the only ones that take forever to go on attractions.
She has been there, not there. I don't know what I'm saying there.
Okay, this one from Frank, who's also in Massachusetts.
All right.
Trying to beat last year's record of 24 days in the parks.
Wait, 24 days in the parks.
Yeah, that's a lot of days.
That's pretty much so. If you carried the 1 minus 2.
A lot of math there, buddy.
You went there like all the time.
Yeah. Carrie says Keys to the Kingdom tour and Highway in the Sky dinner tour on the monorail. I
wonder how many days we've been in the parks if we calculated all the days.
We should do that.
3.
Jennifer says Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Amazing.
Wendy says my daughter and my adult trip and an unexpected villains after hours party.
That's awesome. Well,
so many fun things happening.
Yeah, you can find us over at Unlocking the Magic on Facebook if you want to go share yours as well. Those are awesome. I love reading those.
Wait.
You know why I like reading those the most?
What's up?
Because they're generally pretty short.
Wait, I gotta share this one more.
Okay.
One more. from Terry, because she said number 1, getting my niece over her fear of Haunted Mansion and Tower Terror so we can enjoy as a family. How do we do that? How did we get our daughter to get over her fear of the Tower Terror, I remember? Not so much Haunted Mansion.
I don't know how you do that.
I think
you don't force them on, that's for sure.
Definitely not. That was a mistake that we made.
Yeah, because when you force them on,
it just makes it worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I got to think of that. That might be a good episode of like how to get everyone over their fear or something. I don't know.
I want to say thanks to a couple of people who left reviews as well.
Okay.
Jessful2 said, great podcast for Disney fans. I found this podcast after our trip last September. Your podcast was not only helped me in my planning, but also helped my Disney blues. You two are great. Keep up the good work.
I thought you were going to say this podcast was not good.
Rachel for Bama. Such a great podcast to listen to for a good Disney fix. SBRKS77. Bruce and Connie keep it real. They have a genuine love for Disney and history behind it. Started listening in April 2019, and I started planning our first trip, and they're now 30 days out.
Yes.
That's what as of January 6th. So, hey, now you're 26 days out. Have a great trip. So if you want to leave us a review over on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts, that would be awesome. We would much appreciate that. And then you can also follow us on Instagram, Unlocking the Magic Podcast over there. Thanks to our sponsors for this episode, Kingdom Strollers, kingdomstrollers.com. They can drop off your stroller at your place when you meet them. And you can also have a place to go bring your
They do airport ones now.
Yeah,
too.
that's even better.
That's very, very convenient.
I needed one of those last time I was there.
Yes,
Kingdomstrollers.com and Joffrey's. If you're in the parks or at home, Joffrey's Coffee, go check it out.
Yes.
Awesome. Connie, that's it?
What do you mean?
That's it.
I could keep going.
Connie, that's it.
Oh.
That was an exclamation point, not a question mark.
Okay, that's it. Have a great week, everybody.
See you guys. Have a great week. We'll see you on the next one.